Hey there! Welcome to your deep dive. Ready to jump in?
Always. What are we diving into today?
So you sent us this fantastic LinkedIn article by Adriana Rosales,
Okay, I'm listening.
and it's about her experience at the LeanIn Latinas conference.
Oh, interesting. LeanIn Latinas, I've heard great things.
Yeah, and this isn't just a dry recap. This is
Yeah.
like her personal take on why this conference was so impactful.
Oh, I love those. Those personal reflections always have the best insights. What makes this one so special?
Well, first of all, Adriana does not get impressed easily.
Okay.
This is a woman who founded multiple companies. Like, this is someone who knows a thing or two about leadership.
Right. She's got the experience to back it up.
Exactly. Adriana and Company, LLC, and her publishing house, Rosales Mavericks Publishing Studio.
Yeah.
So when she's gushing about a conference, we pay attention.
I'm hooked already. So tell me, what exactly got her so fired up?
She basically said this conference was the total opposite of her corporate life, where she never really felt like she belonged. That's really saying something. A lot of people can probably relate to that feeling. Not really feeling seen or heard in their professional lives.
For sure. So imagine her walking into this conference and boom, it just clicks.
Like she found her people.
Exactly. She's blown away by the energy, the sense of women supporting women.
There's nothing quite like that, is there? That feeling of camaraderie and support, especially in a professional setting.
Right. And for Adriana, who's used to kind of paving her own way, it was this whole other level of connection and inspiration.
So it sounds like this wasn't just about attending workshops and keynotes.
No, not at all.
It was more about tapping into something deeper, a need for belonging, for feeling empowered.
And she found it at this conference, which is so interesting because, again, this is someone who has achieved so much on her own.
It makes you wonder what sparked that shift for her. What was it about this specific event, this community of LeanIn Latinas, that created such a profound impact?
Exactly. And that's what we're going to unpack today.
Let's do it. I'm ready to dive deeper into Adriana's experience and see what we can learn from it. And you know what really gets me about Adriana's post? It's like she comes out of this conference and she's ready to recruit the whole world into LeanIn circles.
It's like she caught the inspiration bug and is like, everyone needs to feel this.
Exactly. But I can already hear some of our listeners going, wait, back up. What even is that?
Yeah, a little refresher never hurts. So, LeanIn Circles. What's the deal?
Okay, so big picture. LeanIn's this whole movement. Sheryl Sandberg started it, right? And it's all about giving women more power in the workplace.
Which, as Adriana points out, can be a real uphill battle sometimes.
Totally. And that's where the circles come in. It's like within that big movement, there's smaller groups.
Okay, so kind of like find your squad within the larger movement.
Yes, exactly that. And this is where it gets really cool. Adriana doesn't just leave it there. She takes it a step further.
Oh yeah, she's all about carving out spaces specifically for Latinas.
Right. She even shouts out her own thing, the Latinas 100 community.
And her publishing house, yep, can't forget that. It's like she's walking the walk, saying if there's no seat at the table, we'll build our own.
It's about representation, Like when you see people who look like you, who've walked a similar path in positions of leadership, it changes things.
Totally. And I think that's what really resonated with Adriana at this conference. Like, there's just this different energy when you're surrounded by people who get it,
Oh, absolutely. But hold on a sec. It wasn't just about women supporting women at this conference, right?
Yeah.
She made sure to give props to the guys who showed up as allies, too.
Oh, big time. She even gave shout-outs to specific people like Frank Carbajal and Refugio Altalano.
Those names ring a bell. They're both doing some amazing work to support Latinas in business.
Right. And it's not just talk. She gave concrete examples like Frank with the Silicon Valley Latino Leadership Summit.
Right. And Refugio, he literally wrote the book on it, the Latino Leadership Playbook, I think it's called.
Exactly. It's like they're saying, we're here, we see you, and we're ready to roll up our sleeves and do the work.
It reinforces that whole idea that, like, success isn't a finite pie, right? There's room for everyone to win, and we can all achieve more when we work together and support each other.
Okay, but speaking of winning, can we talk about how Adriana not only walked away from this conference feeling super inspired, but she also won a raffle prize?
Seriously, that's awesome. See, this is what I'm talking about. These events aren't just about feeling good, although that's important too. There are tangible benefits.
Right. Like, talk about leaving on a high note. And remember, she mentioned a fun table. Well, guess what? Someone else from her table won a prize too.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
It's like the universe was saying, you're in the right place with the right people.
Totally. And as if that wasn't enough, they played Adriana's song Latina Stand at the conference. And get this, it was based on a poem she wrote, But, here's the thing that really gets me. She says she's never felt this sense of belonging in the corporate world.
Really makes you think.
Even with all her success, all the companies she's built, it's like, that wasn't enough.
So what was it about this LeanIn Latinas community? What made it so different?
Right. And I think that's what we're really getting at here. It's about finding your people,
Yeah.
your tribe.
The ones who get you, who lift you up, who celebrate your wins.
Yes. And they push you to be a better leader, too.
Right. It's not just about feeling good, although that's important. It's about, what do you do with that feeling? How do you pay it forward? Remember how Adriana was praising the conference organizers, the LeanIn Latinas leadership team?
Yeah, she was like, these women are amazing.
They created this space, this whole experience, and it had this ripple effect.
Totally. It wasn't just a one-time thing. It's empowering these women to go out and make a difference in their own corners of the world. Which kind of brings us to you listening right now.
What part of Adriana's story stood out to you? What got those wheels turning?
Maybe it's that feeling of community or the importance of allyship, or, hey, maybe it gave you an idea.
Right, is there a group you could join? Or maybe even start yourself. Something that speaks to your passions, your experiences.
Because Adriana's story is proof that when you find your tribe, when you surround yourself with those who empower and inspire you, magic can happen.
And who knows? Maybe, just maybe, you'll be the one sharing your story and inspiring someone else's deep dive one day. Until then, keep leaning into those connections.
Keep exploring and keep striving to create spaces where everyone feels seen, heard, and empowered. That's what it's all about.